You texted her, but she didn't reply. You keep checking your phone, wondering if she saw the message. You see her active on social media, posting stories, maybe even liking other people's posts, but still no response to you. And that silence starts to mess with your head. You ask yourself what went wrong. Was it something you said? Did you come on too strong? Is she just not interested anymore? But here's something most guys never realize in these moments. When a girl ignores you, it's not always about you. Sometimes people are dealing with their own stuff. Sometimes they're testing you without even realizing it. And sometimes, yes, they lose interest. But the one thing you always control is how you respond. You can get emotional and start chasing her, hoping for a reply that may never come. Or you can do something better. You can stay calm, stay focused, and show her that your world doesn't fall apart when someone goes quiet. This is where the Stoic mindset comes in. It's about choosing strength over reaction, self-respect over desperation, and calm over chaos. In this video, I'm going to show you how to act when she ignores you. Not with games, not with fake confidence, but with real inner power. You'll learn how to stop overthinking, how to keep your cool, and how to actually use this situation to grow stronger. Because once you stop chasing and start building yourself up, everything changes. Not just how she sees you, but how you see yourself. The first thing you need to understand is this. Her silence doesn't define you. Her lack of response doesn't decide your worth. In Stoic philosophy, the idea is to focus only on what you can control. And the reality is, you can't control whether someone replies to you or not. You can't control how they feel. But what you can control is what you do with your time, your energy, and your emotions. Instead of sitting there checking your phone every 5 minutes, take that energy and turn it inward. Ask yourself, what am I neglecting in my life while I'm waiting on someone else to validate me? Maybe you haven't been hitting the gym like you said you would. Maybe you've been putting off your goals, getting lazy with your habits. Use this moment of silence, not as rejection, but as redirection. A lot of guys make the mistake of responding to being ignored by trying harder. They double text. They send long messages explaining how they feel. They ask why she's being distant. And every time they do this, they give away more of their power. Understand this? True strength doesn't chase. True strength attracts. Imagine this. You send a message. No reply. Days go by. You don't text again. You don't stalk her socials. You don't rant to your friends. Instead, you take that time and hit the gym. Dive into your business. Connect with people who actually show up for you. That's real power. Because now you're not sitting in anxiety. You're growing. That silence, that space she created by not responding, fill it with your own progress. Every time your mind wants to spiral, you redirect it to something useful. This is mental discipline. And women respect discipline far more than desperation. Now let's talk about how this affects her. Whether she was testing you or simply lost interest, when you don't chase, you trigger curiosity. She starts to wonder why you didn't react the way she expected. Why didn't you follow up? Why aren't you begging for her attention like the last guy did? This isn't manipulation. It's just the natural result of being a man with purpose. Think about this. Have you ever been drawn to someone who was completely comfortable in their own skin? Someone who didn't seem to need anything from you, but welcomed you into their world. That's the energy you're building. You're not rejecting her. You're not angry. You're just living your life with or without her. And if she comes back, and she probably will, the key is to respond from a place of calm, not from a place of victory. You don't need to call her out for ignoring you. You don't need to bring it up. Just respond as if nothing happened, because to you, it really didn't. She went silent, and you kept moving. That shows emotional control, and that's what changes the dynamic. Now let's flip the lens and talk about you. The real gift in this situation isn't about getting her attention back. It's about using this moment to reclaim your own. When someone ignores you, it forces you to ask a deeper question. What parts of my life have I been neglecting while trying to get someone else to care? This is the wake-up call. This is where real growth begins. Every time you feel that anxiety, that urge to check your phone, to wonder what she's doing, to fantasize about how things could have gone, use that as fuel. Use it to sharpen your discipline. Channel it into your fitness, your career, your purpose. You're not trying to impress her. You're building the version of you that doesn't need to be impressed by anyone. And here's what's wild. When you do this, when you fully shift your focus inward, everything else starts to align. You begin to attract better people, more meaningful opportunities, and yes, even women who see your value without needing to test it first. Why? Because people gravitate toward those who aren't chasing anything outside of themselves. This doesn't mean you become cold or closed off. It means you lead with calm presence. You show up fully where you are. And that presence speaks louder than any text you could send. It says, I'm good with or without you. I'm grounded. I'm whole. Let's make this practical. What should you do right now, today, if you've been ignored? Step 1. Accept the silence. Don't fight it. Don't question it. Don't analyze it. Let it be what it is. You don't need closure. You need clarity, and that clarity comes from within. Step 2. Move. Get up, get out, get active. Exercise is not just about looking good. It releases stress, builds confidence, and reminds you that you have power over your own body and mind. Don't underestimate the impact of momentum. Step 3. Create. Start a new project. Learn something new. Write, build, express. Turn that emotional energy into something tangible. You'll be surprised how much stronger and more centered you feel when you start producing instead of consuming. Step 4. Detach from the outcome. This is pure stoicism. Whether she replies next week or never at all, doesn't change your path. You are not waiting. You are not hoping. You are living. And finally, step 5. Upgrade your circle. Surround yourself with people who value you. Spend time with those who reciprocate your energy. When you stop settling for half-effort connections, you raise your standards across the board. All of this leads to one simple truth. The way you respond to silence defines you far more than the silence itself. Anyone can send a message, anyone can get ignored, but not everyone knows how to rise above it, how to transform that moment into a stepping stone. Step 5. Build an unbreakable routine. When you're ignored, one of the most dangerous traps you can fall into is losing your daily rhythm. You start waking up later, skipping your workouts, procrastinating on work or studies, and spending hours scrolling on your phone, waiting for a notification that never comes. This happens because your mind is searching for answers, stuck in limbo, hoping for some sign from her. But here's the truth. Waiting is passive, and passivity is weakness. What you need instead is structure. A solid intentional routine becomes your anchor. Your routine is where your power lives. It's where you gain momentum, regain control, and prove to yourself that you don't need anyone's attention to stay committed. When she ignores you, double down on your habits. Wake up earlier, train harder, eat cleaner, read more, get laser focused on your work. Schedule your day to the minute if you have to. Why? Because when your days are full of purpose, your mind doesn't have time to chase ghosts. This isn't just about distraction, it's about transformation. A man who lives with discipline becomes magnetic. He radiates self-respect. And that's something most people notice, even the ones who thought they could just disappear on you. When you build an unbreakable routine, you stop waiting to be chosen and start becoming someone who chooses himself every single day. And when you do that, silence no longer bothers you, because you filled the space with purpose. So, stop waiting, start becoming. The next time someone ignores you, don't fall apart. Stand tall, stay calm, and keep building. Because in the end, the strongest response is no response at all. Only action. The kind of action that shapes your future, whether she's in it or not.